The analysis never ends. Alright, how do you change the title of the stream? Because I'm not technically gonna do math for a second. I'm gonna do edit title and description. Neovim configuration. Math setup. Because there's a couple things I want to change about my Neovim configuration. So that I can edit more effectively. Which have to do with tree sitter. I'm going to ask in my Discord. Okay. What's up, 3 viewers? Okay. I'm going to get rid of the preview for a second. Well, so there's something I want to do, which is, have you heard of like custom tree sitter objects? Nvim tree sitter objects. This would be like a little bit of Lua scripting maybe. Nvim tree sitter text objects. So it like lets you edit custom things. Syntax aware text object, select move swap peak, tree sitter and Nvim tree sitter experimental blah blah blah. Shut up. So what I want is to be able to delete around math blocks in types. So like sure. So like if I do delete inside MDIM, it should delete inside those math blocks. And I think maybe I'll need this plugin, but also maybe not. I have a snippets types file. There we go. So this is my types setup file. Okay, how is this done? Selection modes, parameter inner, parameter outer. Hey Johnny. Do you know anything about Neovim? Or is that a different brand of autistic? I need to be able to delete around jump list. I think it was just there. Yeah. But like V inside math. Well, that not work. Okay, so I think I have to install that. Okay. How do I do that? Plugins. What's up, a Polyvision? This is a very different brand. I'm a caveman technologically. Well, I'm a caveman mathematically. It balances out. Okay, so let's add that plugin. If I don't already have it, that would be weird. Okay. Should be good. Put it right there, and then how do we just source the file? Yeah. Okay, then probably have to set it up. Where's tree sitter set up? I haven't actually touched this configuration in like months. Okay. So let's do, well actually, set it up probably in the types file. Okay, so require nvim tree sitter text objects. Hopefully this will work. ts.setup. Let's restart Vim, make sure this does work. Okay, seems to be fine. How about inspect tree to see if tree sitter sees what you want? Good call. I did do that a little while ago. Yes, we have someone who knows what's up in the chat. Thank God. I did not know what was going on. So inspect tree. I'm going to send this to its own space real quick so we can see this full on. So it looks like formula. Yeah, it looks like math. There is a math node. Bro, no offense, but you look like a friend of mine. How is that offensive? No offense, but you look like some guy you don't know. I have no context. Yeah. Not an ineffable beast. What's up? Yes. Yeah, I recognize that word. Okay, so this, if we look at this, it says math. Like it's highlighting math right there. Text and then math. And if we select this, we're selecting all around math. So how do we write? It's been ages since I've tried to do anything with the tree sitter API. How do you like write something? Oh, yeah. Okay, write queries here. How do we select math? Like this? Math. Nope. Move cursor to capture foo highlights in the source buffers. Write queries here. See Vim runtime queries. Alright, so I look like your kind of gay friend. Cool. A lot of people think I look kind of gay. Is what it is. So how do you select this? Move cursor to capture. Okay, but how do I... What's the actual capture syntax? Is it at math? Or is it just math? Nah, that wouldn't be it. I guess we can see Vim runtime queries. I'm gonna edit this in a new tab. Okay, Lua, Vim, query, markdown. Why is there a folder called query? Oh, string at string. Capture identifier at type. So you capture and then you say at type like this. So is it like math at math. Oh, it is. That was easy. So that's all the math blocks. Okay. Now, what are we actually going to have to do here? Look at the tree sitter text objects repo, maybe. Nah, I'm setting up syntax, well, text object motions for types. Quite different. But I'll try to get back to math pretty quickly. So that's what the setup looks like. I don't really want text objects other than this. Okay. Automatically jump, yeah. Char-wise can be a function. Parameter.outer. Selection modes at function, at class. So do we say at math? Okay. Include surrounding white space, true. I try explaining that to academics who won't switch for the next 3 decades. Yep. Johnny, are you gonna write your thesis in types, or are you gonna? Oh, function outer. Okay, this is the key maps. These are the key maps I want. Sick. Except instead of select text object, and instead of function, it should be at math. At math. Oh, wait. You can capture groups defined in text objects.scam. .scm. You have a local installation of LaTeX? That's crazy. It is actually quite difficult to set up. All right. The capture groups defined in text objects.scm. So text object swap, I'm not doing that. Text objects move, fuck no. No, I don't want to repeat. Overriding or extending text objects, here we go. Defined in text object.scm files, you can extend or override these files by following the instructions at, okay, same place. You can also use custom capture for your own text objects and use in any of the text objects modules, for example, queries, Python, text objects, extends, function definition, custom capture. AF, custom capture text objects. Here are some rules about query names. Avoid special characters in the query name. Custom name.inner. Okay, you need to use underscores. In select module, it may be preferred to select with the @star.outer for matches. For example, assignments.inner and assignments.left-hand side, and even assignment will be selected within the argument.outer range if available. Okay, what do they say about creating custom? Adding custom languages? No. Oh, adding queries. Adding queries. Queries can be placed in your runtime under queries language with earlier directories taking precedence Oh, so I just copy and then change the language? Is that it? So if I just like call this types, is that what you do? Folds, injections, highlights. There's 3 different kinds. Folds and highlights. Folds, injections, and highlights. What the fuck? Invalid node type. Do statement. Okay, what does this look like for Vim? Fold selections, highlights, highlights, injections, query, highlights, injections. I guess borrow from highlights. What about C? Okay. So you just write identifier variable. So if I just take what I did from that other place, get rid of these 2, and then I say math at math. Is that all that's required? Just getting Linux to run in Windows so I can use a computer algebra system. At some point I made a CI pipeline that would compile a LaTeX document into a PDF when I push something into their repo. Oh, what's up? What the fuck? This isn't math. I'm just trying to get this highlight working. So that seems to work. That highlights everything. Now, what else is required? Dot select. Is that all we have to do? Okay, let me open a typed file. Homework 5. No, that certainly does not work at all. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So I guess I'm missing something in how this works. Adding custom parsers, queries / language with earlier directories. So I put it in the right place. And I have it enabled. Adding custom languages. I don't think I have to do this. Is there a way we could like check that at math is assigned correctly? Math at math, because then maybe it's like an issue of this math.inner and math.outer. So duplicate index math.o. No, I've never tried to do like serious tree sitter stuff. I might have to give up. select module. In select module, it will be preferred. You can write something like at function.name or at call.name and make sure at function.outer at call.outer cover the range. Select text object. Queries Python text objects. Oh, you can also use custom. You can extend or override those files by adding the instructions. You can also use a custom capture for your own text objects. At queries. Where does this live? Do I call it text objects? Where do they actually... I'll see if I can find it in the code. Is there a global grep? Queries, text objects, queries. I don't see types in there. So these are physically living in the same place as the plugin. Does that mean I inject them into the plugin instead? That would be weird. Plugin, Vim, no. Okay, my favorite hack for getting into the guts of the plugin, if anyone's paying attention to this, is if you search the help and then you go to the text object place you want, you open that in a new tab and then you go up a directory and then this is where the plugin is. And then you can go into change stuff. Let's copy Zig. Change that to types. Variable declaration, struct declaration. Function.outer, comment.inner, call.outer. So what we want is math at math. Now let's see what's what. All right. Open up a typed file. V inside math, V around math. No way. That kind of worked. That somewhat worked. Selecting inside math doesn't work. But that somewhat works. Now the cursor's jumping to math blocks. You don't need source equals for vim.pack. Are you saying I could just get rid of? Well then how do you like key version and stuff? I don't believe it. Okay. No, you shouldn't feel like you're productive from watching me. I'm not productive. I'm procrastinating myself right now. Okay, so that's the math. This almost works. However, I want to select like inside the math. How do they do it? In the other text object files. What's tact? What's V? WGLSL Bevy. Someone just from Bevy just found this repo and added it. Assignment dot left hand side. No, this YAML is weird. I want to pick like a different language. Zig is fine. Okay. So variable declaration, class.outer, function.outer, loop.outer, body. I'm gonna VSP. I kind of want to keep this open. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. How do I keep this open while going? Well, maybe I can search buffers. What was I looking for? Tree sitter queries or text objects. There we go. And then control V. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's going to be the math outer. This is going to be math inner. Oh, bringing to your attention that I asked a question a little while earlier that you did not answer. Sure. When you're doing some primary task with math homework, how do you reconcile spending all this time on a tangential task, focusing on learning without speeding this up using LLMs? How do you reconcile spending all this time spending on a tangential task without speeding this up using LLMs? That's a good question, actually. And honestly, like, yeah, I don't really care about this library's specifics, so maybe I should try just vibe coding this. I haven't tried vibe coding in a hot minute. Did Cock ask something? Hello, does he read comments? Yeah, I do read comments, yeah. Did you ask something or something? I read comments every once in a while. But if you want the OnlyFans, donating will help. I don't know, that didn't go so well for Vladimir. Alright, shall we try vibe coding this? Well, I just want to try to make sure this works first. I should probably have tried in this. Does it? Hell no. I mean, wait, maybe you're not allowed to call it that. Maybe you're not allowed to use this syntax. So if I delete... Okay, that just doesn't work. Is it that's the problem? Apparently. Live group vibe coding session. Alright, yeah, now that there's tool calls and doc readings, like, vibe coding is pretty damn good. I'm trying to extend my Neovim tree sitter text objects so that I can This is vibe coding your Neovim config is like actual blasphemy, though. I hate this. So that I can delete, so that I can use motions on math blocks in this LaTeX adjacent language called types. Okay. I have in my config a file for types, which is .config. Oh, I'm in config / nvim. No. nvim / file type types. If you look, there are docs on adding custom queries adjacent. Can you use Vim motions in this text box? Yeah, you're right. Asking the machine. Yeah, this does feel really bad. There are docs on adding custom tree sitter objects here. Is there a way to copy the anchor? Yeah, there is. Do additional research if you have to. This might involve adding files at the plugin's runtime, as they state in the docs. Anything else I should add to this other than the fact that 39 people are watching me write my Neovim config now, or you'll go to jail? Oh, also the plugin. See if this works. Okay, let's see what bro's doing. Look at your config. You can see you set up key maps. Yeah. Let me check if you have any existing. In nvim one match. You already have a text objects file. The issue is that math.inner isn't defined. It's commented out. Is it? nvim after queries types text objects. What are you even doing? Lua inspect require nvim tree sitter parsers. Now I understand the structure. Types tree sitter grammar is defined as. Yeah, bro is smarter than me. I would not have checked there. I just want to be able to do like DIM to delete inside math. instead of like delete to $, which is really cumbersome. I'll update your text objects file. Query is now updated. Key points math.inner should work because according to the grammar. Okay. One thing to note, your types.lua calls select text objects with text objects as the query group, which is correct since the file is called text objects. Okay, let's try it out. Today's youth, SMH, yeah. Everyone should just abandon programming for math, to be honest. All right, let's see if Claude did its thing. V around math. Ha! It sucks! 4.5. You don't know what you're talking about, Claude. That didn't work at all. D inside math. Didn't work either. What do we do? Yep, that bro does not know a thing at all. But to be fair, we can give it a pure vibe coding, copy and paste. No instructions, just give it the error. Config should be backed up in Git. Yeah, you're allowed. I hated that I had to click that with my mouse. By removing extends, your Clary file will completely replace your plugins broken by extending it. Oh no. I'm going to have to do a hard git reset, aren't I? All right, let's try it. Okay. Vim didn't crash immediately, so that's good. Yeah, I don't think this thing is as good as they say it is. Yeah, that did not work. Yeah, whatever. This is too hard to deal with right now. I'd rather just finish the math homework. Because I still got Johnny here. He hasn't gone to bed yet. You dumb piece of shit. You don't know anything, open code. Oh, real analysis and number theory. Okay. I'm like mouth breathing so heavily right now because my nose is stuffed AF. Alrighty. Do we have a preview open for that? Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong thing. For homework 4. Analysis. No. Homework 3. So, this is done, as far as I know, except for that last part. What's up, Sam? I can't wait for people to start prompt injecting Claude instances and whatnot. You already know what class you'll be doing after this. The list of courses you showed yesterday was really sad. Well, that's the classes for this summer. I don't know what the fall classes are. I'd love to take complex analysis because this real analysis has been just like so intuitive and fun. There's one more thing I wanted to show. Which is the fact that the integer lattice, the cone, the open unit ball, the hyperplane, and the trefoil knot all have the same closed open compactness under the distance formula of d infinity, which is the maximum of xi is what it's supposed to be. Alright, more math, I'm out. After linear algebra, you could take abstract algebra if you liked algebra. Has anyone done computational geometry? That field seems really cool. I'd like to do some kind of project in this. I don't know what I mean. I've just heard it's cool. Combinatorial computational geometry, also called algorithmic geometry. Numerical computational geometry, machine geometry. Computer. Big O optimization nerds, basically, yeah. Do you guys think we'll have P equals NP solved in this lifetime? Hold on, I gotta blow my nose again. Like, I can't tell from my perspective, is the development of math, like, at a faster rate than it has been of all time, or are we in kind of a slump right now? So, where did I put my phone? Let's see. I'm back too. Alright, we got rid of all those CS people. Thank God. More math. Yay! I can't remember where I left off with this extra credit here. Okay. Overall, 20th century has been ridiculously productive for mathematics. I mean, I guess the transformer is somewhat of a breakthrough in computer science. About the discrete metric exercise. Case of the discrete metric, note that it is finite if n equals 1. So there it is actually compact. Well, I think for the discrete, didn't we solve all of the discrete cases? Like, I remember just doing this like general proof of showing that in the discrete metric, like everything is both closed and open, and then we also, it was your idea to prove if something is finite, then it's compact, and since all of these are infinite, they're not compact. Note that if it is finite if n equals 1. So there it is actually compact. If n equals 1, it's finite if n equals 1. Why is it finite if n equals 1? Guess I forget exactly what finite is. The definition of finite is. Does the book have one? It has a lot of instances of the word finite. Infinite series. Yeah. Yeah, finite is just finitely many elements. Yeah. I don't know that. I should have thought of that, but like, Real analysis is conditioning me to think it's like a basic English word, and it's like requires like 18 quantifiers and 50 variables to prove. Sure am. What about these other, aren't they also... Aren't they also, like, just, points at R1? Or no, it's just a hyperplane? The reason it's just a hyperplane is like there's only one solution to that. Also, what about the integer lattice? No, it would still be infinite, I guess. Yeah. Have I taken benzo? No, I have not. I want my future to be bright and filled with category theory. It seems like all of these are... No. The Cohen definition... Well, I could check the homework, but I'm pretty sure all these distances... I was just getting really lazy and writing them out. All the distances are defined by the metric space. Let me see. Yeah, it's all discrete distance. I should write that out more clearly, I guess. And this 2 should also be... Yeah, integer lattice is very straightforward. The cone under discrete, though. In R1, yeah, how is that even possible? Because it goes up to xn minus 1. Oh, well, that's a different n, I guess. No, it's not. It's not really well defined at n just because the way it like the indexing is going. The ball is not infinite. Ball is just a point. What about at n equals 2? For the ball. Oops. Which means that it's finite. For n greater than 1, as it's just a regular hyperplane and doesn't use the discrete metric in its definition. Oh, is infinite. Trefoil is infinite. But the ball is not infinite. Ball is just a point, yeah. And then this work actually isn't done out fully. By that work, I mean we don't actually have a proof laid out that all distance functions other than a discrete are equivalent. Which, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that the better way to go? Because it like immediately kills doing any of the work for this max function. But on the other hand, like maybe just manually doing all the max function things would be better or easier given what I know. Fairly sure you're not supposed to just one-shot everything. It's a pretty significant theorem which you'll maybe prove in class at some point. What's the theorem called? Equivalence of norms on finite dimensional vector spaces. It's the equivalence of norms on finite vector spaces, obviously. Right. No way, I managed to get math motions working. Okay. I have to check on this for a second. I'm sorry, math guys. This is big. So, I don't even remember what files I had opened to get that. Wait, that's straight up what I have. And I get a horribly wrong thing. Invalid field name body. I managed to get replace body with formula. Oh. Just like this, right? What's this error actually saying there? Nvim runtime lieu of vim. Tree sitter query error. Invalid field name. Body. Math.inner. Tree sitter text objects. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay, restart. Oh my god. That's amazing. See inside math. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, yes. The non-Vimmers here don't get it. But that's huge. Oh my god, yes! Shrey SD Harkoon Star, whatever, however the fuck you say your name, thank you. That is very nice. Alright, back to the math. So what have we achieved? Okay, so in Vim, you can select like a word, or you can copy around a word. Like say I'm in the middle of the word. Now I can do, well you need to be able to see my keys. Keycaster. Okay, should be able to see my keys right there in orange. Now I can move them over here. So say that I want to copy a word, so I could do yank word and then paste it, but that only works if I'm at the start of the word. What if I'm like in the middle of the word? I do yank word and then it only pastes the end. But if I'm right here and I do yank entire word, then it copies the whole word, YIW. But that doesn't work for these math objects in types, but now it does. So if I'm like over here and I want the math inside that, I want to copy it so I can use it somewhere else, I can do YIM for yank inside math, and then I can paste it. But even better, you could do other motions. I could do C for change. So if like I misspell this variable, I can C inside math, and then I can start typing in there. And yeah, that's just like awesome. Enough said. Shreyas, okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate that greatly. This only works for math inside $. It also works inside brackets. Like if I had this, I could do V around brackets and then I'm selecting in there. Or like this, that. I could do like yank inside that and then paste it. Or you could yank around it and then you'd be pasting like that, including the brackets. You're autistic about category theory. I'm autistic about Vim. I just love that shit. Vim's actually a kind of powerful computer. You know, you can like do the first, you can do the Fibonacci sequence. So if you start with the first bunch of lines, like I think you could record a macro where you like, okay, so we're gonna into register A, yank this, and then go down into register B. No, I'm not doing this right now. This is fucking stupid. I have to do homework. But you could run the Fibonacci sequence at Vim, whatever. So there's two like big chunks of nonsense. So these two, the absolute value distance or the city block distance, I said the same properties hold as the Euclidean distance, But I don't know if that argument will hold up in court. And maybe I should reprove all of these. Well, what about max? Is this even right? Max xi minus xy? Should that be a comma? Oh. Oh. That's weird. This is the sum of all the different. So if it's in like x3, you're adding up everything, and this is just whatever the greatest. The max is along like I1 to IN. So if it's like bigger in direction 2, or if the distance is greater in one direction than another direction, it's just the max of that. And what did I say? The max should have I as an index. Yeah, I just kind of did it implicitly. Like, the notation is annoying. You have to put it underneath max, and there's some way to do it. Under over functions. Underline. Under brace, over brace, under bracket, over bracket, under paren, over paren, under shell. Okay, where can I put arbitrary? Variance? There has to be a way to like put the indexing under the max. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Like, oh, the attach functions. That's what it's called. I always forget about that. Max. It's like attach attach. This is the top. The bottom is I less than 0. Yeah, you should head to bed. Do not stay up for my sake. Attach. Oh, you go like this. And then bottom. And maybe you don't need math mode. See how that looks. Looks wrong. No, it loaded. Here we go. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. Gonna hit the sack or doom scroll. Doom scrolling. Okay. I guess I'll just try this the old-fashioned way. Probably good to warm up the definitions again. Integer lattice by Max. So it's not going to be closed. Or not open. Yeah, I can talk through a window manager config. Not open. Not open pretty obviously since epsilon ball or epsilon neighborhood is not well, since there exists an x in the epsilon, or there exists like an r in the epsilon neighborhood of x, where r is in the reals. Closed. Can you easily argue for it being not open without relying on the matrix? What do you mean? Oh, what epsilon and x are, though. Good call. Or since x is in it here, and epsilon is greater than 0. And that r. Closed. Closed is that, to go back to, so for all epsilon balls, well, for all, it contains all its limit points. And true, x is a point in the integer lattice. Oh my god. Okay. And the definition of closed contains all its limit points if every point well, I don't think this has any limit points. Which makes it vacuously closed. Definition of something being closed mentions convergent sequences, so here you should start to think about what it means for a sequence to converge in this metric. Wouldn't it mean that it has to converge, like, from all sides? Wait, every element in this set is a limit point. Message retracted. Oh god, you had me confused there. Something's a limit point if every epsilon neighborhood intersects at another point, right? But it's not possible for this. That's what we did last time. All points are isolated points. Compact. Me too, man. Me too. What an appropriate comment given the nature of the current metric space. What does compactness mean again? Every sequence in K has a subsequence that converges to a limit that's also in K. Although note that technically we should again show that there are no limit points since we are working with a different metric space now. True. Is that... If there are no limit points... Compactness... has a convergent subsequence that's also in K. No. So, how did we show it the first time? Closed and solved points are isolated points, and points cannot be both limit and isolated points. Oh, right. Bounded and closed. And it's unbounded. Where the fuck am I? I jumped so far back I went to a different file. Damn, I'm sleepy. Oh my god, what would I do without Johnny? That's only defined for Rn. So, should we use the limit or the subsequence? Limit of a subsequence? Well, it's all isolated points. Does it not have... I was wondering about that, like, if every sequence K has a subsequence that converges to a limit that is also in K. Are there even sequences in K? I mean, yeah, there are. Every sequence... But the only sequence that converges is like a constant sequence. And constant sequences... Okay, just a sequence that doesn't converge. Now the cone... Cone is an interesting one. Show that it does not converge with respect to the new metric. Like show that epsilon, like show that it diverges. Using the epsilon definition of divergence. But I mean, like, it clearly does. It clearly diverges, but I guess maybe the argument's a little different. Yeah. Yeah. But a priori, we should know nothing of this strange metric. It's true. It's true. 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 It could have some crazy notion of convergence that does agree with our intuitive notion. Does not agree. Yeah. True. I mean, one sec. Just in the... I might have to be somewhere. Yeah, I have to get to this game. So I should have rigorized this more, but, you know, it is what it is.